Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 33-year-old from Mimico, Ontario, Canada. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada, the USA, Wales, Scotland, and England. Was never really a staple of any team as he switched teams pretty near every season. He returns to the shed after episode 6, has ran amok, scoring 586 goals, plays, or listens. He is a Challenge Cup winner with the Cardiff Devils and yours truly, and ran amok of the EPIHL and NIHL with the Telford Tigers and became a champion. After 50 goals and 53 games played, folks, and 12 and 8 playoff games, he's a confirmed gamer. And the research team has him down at 6'5", 243 pounds, folks, but he's wearing a pretty tight shirt tonight. And he is, folks, scared of geckos. Welcome back to the shed, Doug Clarkson.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Hey, been a long time, man.
It has.
Episode 6. I looked it up. It was published in February 2021.
Yeah, too long.
Too long. Haven't seen you in person either.
No, it's been a wild few years, eh?
It has. June 25th, I'm having a golf tournament, Doug.
I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be there. Unfortunately, we
What's his name?
Well, I gotta
tell me his name, Doug.
I gotta say the facts people you have for my weight, they're a little off, but I'll take the 245. I appreciate that. We'll go with that for now.
I always recalled you being closer to 3 bills, but what do I know?
It's pushing there. It's getting up there.
Watch your hands by your stuff there, eh, Doug? So you can't come golfing.
No, I can't.
Well, folks, I got 16 foursomes actually confirmed. So I need at least 2 more, folks. We're running out of time here. I should probably put up a poster somewhere, though, eh?
You should.
Right. Well, hopefully we get 2 more groups, right?
I think you will. Like it's crazy this summer, especially with COVID and everything last year. Like there's like 7 weddings, guys that we played with and stuff like that. Like weddings and family got pushed to this year, and
it's a busy time, eh? Everybody's got stuff going on, and that's what I realized when you put it out there. You're having a golf tournament, and you think there's some shoe-ins, Yeah. You think Doug Clarkson's coming, and then you're like, oh, people get married too.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I would, but if it was more than 3 months out, then I probably would have been able to.
Wow.
Maybe
it's okay, Doug.
Maybe
we're gonna have fun either way. Okay, we're gonna have fun either way. Okay, rain or shine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a long time ago. So you asked what we were gonna talk about tonight.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't remember what we talked about the first time, so I feel like we got a blank slate here. I bet you nobody else recalls either.
It was a long time. I think once we hit that year mark, it's good to just start over again. Anyway.
Yeah, we can reduce, reuse, recycle, right? Okay. Anyways, how else we know each other then? Okay. We played together 2014-15 with the Cardiff Devils. The day I met you, you sat in front of me on the plane, and I thought, how is this guy so gigantic?
Yeah.
I can see his head above the seat. Like, look how big his head is. I'm like, I'm playing hockey with this guy.
There was a few of us on that flight too, eh?
There was. Yeah, that's where we all met at like Heathrow and had to get on a bus, eh?
Yeah, we all awkwardly got off the plane, and everybody kind of knew that we were all playing for Cardiff, but we didn't know each other yet. And then once we all met on that bus, got driven to the rink there, it was kind of, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and that is how it all started, eh? We all met on the same flight over.
Yeah.
Which I guess news just broke, folks, that I am going back to Cardiff for Matthew Byers' testimonial.
Yeah,
and I am flying into Heathrow, and I need a ride to Cardiff. So if anybody wants to pick me up, it'll be Thursday morning I arrive. If you want to drive me to Cardiff, please bring a 6-pack and we'll have a trip, right?
Yeah. Wally will have no shirt on, Joey Martin painted on his back.
Not when I get off the plane, dude.
Really?
No, I don't travel like that.
Yeah, but you'd like get ready in the bathroom and.
No, I just want to ride to Cardiff, Doug.
No party?
Well, once we get there.
Then you can party. Then you'll bust it out. Okay. I just want
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm all grown up now, Doug. I'm not taking my top off. I don't have the body for it anymore.
Oh, yeah. anymore. That's a loose and fast of the anymore.
You come to the shed and you crushing a water right now?
No, it's vodka soda.
Oh,
I only I got a couple.
is that how you fit into those tight shirts then?
Exactly. You can buy large shirts when you drink vodka sodas.
Anyway, so yeah, can't wait for Meyer's testimonial. This is the first shed visit I've had since it was announced. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and see everybody. It's gonna be a hectic couple days. So anyways, it's gonna be a blast, and hopefully I don't get too injured when I skate, because I apparently have to play hockey. I don't know where my equipment is.
Might be tough.
It's yeah, something's gonna get pulled or stretched, I think.
Just go in there with a lot of beers. At least the pain will be.
Then I'll be looser, right? But
Yeah.
you can't go out there just crushed. I always couldn't play hockey when I've been drinking. I could play it hungover, but not.
No,
you know,
yeah, it's a different beast there.
people are going to be paying money to watch this. You know, I might have to backhand slap shot pass between the legs. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, thanks, Mizey. Can't wait to go there, and yeah, could use a ride from Heathrow to Cardiff, right? Right. Okay. 2014-15, our line was a lot for a bit of that season was you, me, and Mizey, right?
Yeah. That
Wow.
was a good line.
It was. We did have some success when they put us together, eh?
Yeah, it was good. And just like in Mizey was one of those guys that was just like, he was just good at various things. And
there you go. Way to describe it, Doug. Holy moly.
He would
he was good at various stuff.
Yeah, like he did everything good. He wasn't like that great at one thing, but he just did everything good. He could skate for a big guy, surprisingly, because he is a big guy.
He is a big guy.
But like he'd be good in corners in front of that. He was really good. He just kind of did the little things good, and I think that helped with me and you, and obviously you being the.
He did clear he would clear a path, as you could say. I always liked it because he'd skate through the middle, dish it out wide, and then he'd just go to the net and push that D-man back, you know, so I could cut to the middle, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's good that way.
He was good that way, yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait to play in a testimonial game. I don't know what really goes on, how competitive it is, but I did get on the stationary bike yesterday, and I was sore today, so I don't know how playing hockey is going to go.
You just need one bike ride before.
There's no way I'm worse shape than Todd Kelman, though, if he plays, right?
Is he playing?
I don't know. Would he? He's going to be there.
He probably would. I'd like to see him play.
Right? Like when he'd go out for Juice Boy a couple times. Remember those? Oh, those were awkward attempts. Okay. Anyways, another thing we could talk about, your former roommate in Cardiff going back. The goat.
Oh, Joey?
Yeah, he's going back, eh?
Yeah, that's sweet. He's it's funny just because like it's weird when the guys are home and stuff like that, and you try and see the guys throughout the summer, and I usually try and see Joe and like go to a Jays game or something, and it's wild. He just went over to into Europe and still the same Joe. He's just that good.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
So I think it'll be a blast for him to come back.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a Devils fan, you could say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Next thing I got is another way we know each other then is after the season you went to Dundee and I was in Cardiff, right?
Yeah.
We went on a vacation to we flew into Malta, and then what did we get at, like a ferry over to Gozo?
Yeah, we did get the ferry over there.
Gozo was a cool place, eh?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was sweet, man.
Yeah, like what did we get? Was it an Airbnb? And it was like a full house with an indoor pool.
House. Yeah, indoor pool, indoor outdoor pool. And it was like we didn't really have neighbors, so like we were kind of by ourselves. Like I like that. That was a good time.
It was awesome. And I remember when we were in the pool and stuff with the kids, you were always wearing a GoPro camera. Wonder if we could find that footage, eh?
I don't know. It's probably in a bin somewhere.
The other part of that trip was fun, was cruising around in the rentals around the island, eh? On those roads, the dirt roads.
Yeah, exactly. The cement block buildings, and dirt roads flying around, lizards flying around, and
So I think we did talk about this in episode 6, but I think
yeah,
we do need to bring it up,
we could
because
readdress it.
yeah, my kids are getting older, and like you know, Zoe's never been scared of lizards. Colby never been scared of lizards. If they saw a lizard, they try and catch it. So like
Which
Doug, what is it about little geckos, little lizards that you just find so frightening?
Just small and fast.
Just because they're fast, you're scared. So you like when not before the knee injury, if I was fast on the ice, you would have been scared of me because small and fast.
Yeah, yeah, to a degree.
Is that how it works?
Scared of you hurting yourself, maybe.
Folks, I'm gonna tell the story again because it's a great one. We go lizard catching with Colby, and he's 3.5 years old, I'd say, about 4. Okay. We're going lizard hunting, and we just got a plastic bin, and there's geckos everywhere in Gazo, right? And we're finding them, and they're quick, as Doug mentioned. They're very quick, but Colby and I do get one cornered.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even go down the road. You wouldn't get within 20 feet of it at first.
No, you know what?
And Colby grabbed it. Colby grabbed it. Colby wasn't even 4 years old, and he grabbed it, and he's holding it, and you wouldn't even go near him.
It's a memory for Colby. It's not a memory for me. It's a memory for Colby, you know?
That's
a good answer. That's a good defense for it.
It's a memory. I just couldn't believe that you were scared of those little things. So like,
I wanted him to get it. You know, I wanted him to have
like when there's the gecko commercials, the little cartoon gecko, like how can you be scared of those things? Yeah. The insurance guy. Yeah. How can you be scared of those guys? But seriously, there's a 3-year-old that was holding on to it, and you were how old? 26, 27 years old. And you were shaking in your boots, Doug.
All geckos don't talk and have British accents and do insurance commercials. All right. Some have to actually go to work 9 to 5.
Well, I just couldn't believe how scared you were. So folks, that's a memory I'll keep with me forever. Okay. But yeah, that villa was awesome. And yeah, that was a heck of. And then the other time I think I saw you last, like in person, it was at the Jason Aldean concert.
Yeah.
I was overserved that night, Doug.
Oh, yeah, you were.
They shouldn't be doing that to people.
You know what? It's on the servers, man.
I was just so excited to see you, Doug. I couldn't control myself.
There was a lot of booze that night, and yeah, you definitely had quite a few.
Yeah,
but another good time. No harm, no foul.
Right. I thought we had a great time.
We laugh about it now. Look at that.
Right. Okay. And I went to your wedding.
Yes.
I was trying to figure out what year it was. Did you get married in 2016? Trick question.
2015.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah. This thing working? Yeah.
You're right. 2015. See, it was a trick question.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah. So some of the people that I would have seen there, which I want to ask how they're doing. The Clarkson parents. How's Big E?
Oh, they're good. They just got back from Europe. They did a trip. My mom retired, so they finally able to go on a extended trip back to Ireland and Scotland to see the family, and then
Ireland and Scotland, because you had your Scottish pass. So how's it work? Who was from where? My
dad's born in Scotland, Nenbro. They moved to Mimico when he was like 6, and then my mom's family's they're Irish.
Northern or
Republic, just south, but they're from Monaghan, just outside of the border there.
Okay.
So they went to saw family, and then they went on a nice.
What'd she retire from doing?
Sorry,
what was she doing?
She was an accountant.
Ah.
Yeah, working in Kitchener. So she retired finally the end of last year. So they have finally had some time now.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Okay.
Yeah, a great time. Yeah.
And your brother was there, Dave Clarkson. I met him way back when. Back in
old days.
Yeah, way back when the Elmira Sugar Kings and the Kitchener Rangers happened to be in the same establishments.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good.
I saw the research team found he is coaching the Colorado Thunderbirds.
Yeah, yeah, they have. He runs a program out there, minor hockey program. Loves it, and so they're in Denver. He's got 5. Yeah, that's
He's in
really enjoying
Denver,
it.
so I wonder if he's an Avs fan.
Yeah, he takes his kids to the games and
That's
all
cool.
that.
They must be having fun.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a good time right now to be a Colorado fan.
No kidding. Yeah. That D-man's something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Another guy that was there that is running amok of the EIHL. Adam Keefe was at your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the night I met him. He's doing well as a coach, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. He's it sucks because obviously he's there now. When he was done playing, he used to come home and stuff in the summers, like, the rest of the players. But now he's been coaching, he stays there, so I don't get to see him as much. But he's he's doing really well, and he deserves a great guy, great coach. Always good for a laugh too. So
heck of a competitor. I remember playing against him. So then another way is what inspired me to have you back in the shed, Doug.
Yeah.
Gonna be a dad?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Holy moly.
Yes. It's been a while. It's we're really excited. She's due
stop playing with September. That with your hands. Stop that.
She's due near the end of September. So we're really excited. It's been well, as you know, and buddies of mine, it's been a while for us with IVF and everything. So it's crazy because you don't really know, or you don't really think that it's that big, but there's a lot of people that go through IVF, and
there's a lot of people it never happens for, man.
Yeah, or they can't.
As you get older, it's crazy. Do it the amount of couples that are your friends that never got to experience it and becoming parents, and it's tough,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's it's been a long few years, but
so you guys must be awfully excited.
Oh yeah, we're really excited, and just getting the room ready and buying stuff. And
what color are you painting the room?
I think it's just gonna stay like the gray. We'll just get the.
So are you finding out what you're having?
Yeah, we're having a girl.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited. It's gonna be good.
Well, yeah. Holy moly, that must be exciting. Yeah. So Ted's gonna be a big brother, eh? Your dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's all jacked up. He literally just lays on the coal all day.
How's she doing?
Yeah, she's good. She's she loves it, loves being pregnant. It's kind of nice. She doesn't have to go into work all that often. She can kind of do stuff from home, which is nice, and she's comfortable. But Ted just, he'll follow around, lay on her, and it's pretty cute to see.
Well, let her know that did an episode with Tyson and Yashis from her old Cardiff Met days. Okay. Yeah. When she was working at Cardiff Met, when we were running amok getting our MBAs. Yashis and Tyson came into the shed together. Yeah. So be some common folks for her, right? Because we were all at the Met, we'd carpool.
Yeah, I remember picking you knuckleheads up too. Waiting for Hoff. Hoff is usually late.
Okay, next question. Where and what are you doing now?
I'm a cop in Toronto with Hoff, actually. Same
Andrew
shift.
Hotham, folks, for the fans that don't know. Hey, and by the way, before we carry on, this is the only nice thing I'm saying to you today. As I was ecstatic for you when I found out you guys were going to be parents, because I think you two are some of the best people I know, and your whole family is. And I think you're going to be fantastic parents, and I couldn't be happier for you. Okay, back to normal. Moving on.
Yeah.
You work with Hoth, you arrest people and ruin people's days, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Speeding tickets.
No,
running stop signs.
No, I'm not a ticket guy. It's hard, honestly. It's hard because I just can't, unless somebody's really a bad driver, or they're arrogant, or they're rude, stuff like that. But I have a really hard time just giving hardworking people tickets. And
Do you not have a quota to reach every month? Isn't that how it works? No.
No, we're downtown, so we're like we really don't have time even.
You guys
you're
got bigger
inside
fish to
car.
fry.
Oh, you just like there's calls always. There's always a lot of things going on. So like unless you're actually assigned to do that for the day, which we are, we have guys for that, then yeah, you just go to calls all day. But we're both in the training spot now for detective's office, so we're inside the office for 6 months together, which is nice. And so we have to wear suits every day, and it's just funny because it's
right now you're wearing a suit to work.
Yeah. So
detectives wear suits.
Yeah. So we but it's good because there's a small team of us, and it's kind of like we work with our same platoon, the same people we work with when we're on the road. But it's just good because like, you know, it's Hoff is sitting right beside me all day, so we just like work together. We have laughs. Like it's honestly just like it was in the room. Like,
oh yeah,
as we do and the laughs we have. So it makes it a lot easier and a lot better when you have somebody that you're buddies with that you could do that. You know,
it makes everything better. It's like getting the MBAs together with him and Marshy. It makes it way more fun. So you played slow pitch with him last night?
Yeah, we're in a slow pitch league together every Monday.
I bet you're a first baseman.
Oh, no, I've been playing outfield and like third.
You got the arm for third base?
I try to, but usually in slow pitch guys just bomb it out anyway. So
yeah,
it's rarely coming down to the hot corner.
Well, how's Hoff do out there?
Oh,
he's probably not legging out many doubles, is he?
no, he's good, but you could tell like because it's just a certain like way of hitting and way of playing slow pitch, like the angles and everything to hit the ball. So like, and he's played like for before this like a few years and stuff. You could tell he knows like what he's kind of doing out there when he's hitting and stuff.
So it sounds like you're brutal and he's good.
No, like I'm all right just because I'm so big.
That's what it sounds like. You're making excuses why you can't hit.
No, I can hit.
Talking about the angles and.
No, I think my average is up there.
Okay.
You should come out to a game.
Come out to a game. You want me to drive to Toronto to watch a slow pitch game?
Or Burlington.
Burlington. Oh, that's
it's not that far from here. Yeah.
I would actually love to see you. I wonder why Hoth's not golfing. You know?
Yeah, ask him.
Should have a Hotham group at the golf tournament.
There's a lot of them.
Okay. So anyways, where are you living now? Not Burlington.
Burlington.
That's where you live now?
Yep.
Okay. I lived there for a couple of months when I started in the real world. I went out into the field and lived in Burlington for a couple of months. Yeah. Do you play any hockey anymore?
Just in our police league. Me and Hotham play together in our police league.
Is that like station against station, or how does that work?
Yeah, they do have the stations, and then they have different divisions for A, B, C, D, kind of like a men's league.
You guys like keeping your stats in that league or what?
Yeah, they keep stats, everything there. It's run actually pretty well, but it's good. Just a lot of like junior guys and a lot of guys that play college and stuff, and so it's actually like the A group's actually pretty good and good group of guys. Just have beers after and stuff, and one day a week. So
that's fun.
And then we play on the Toronto team. So like Toronto Police has a team that we go play in tournaments, like international tournaments, and
so those are the hand-picked guys that
are
players.
So
that's what I see the picture of, like you guys with Richie Brunilla.
Yeah. That's where we play with Richie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Landsuit Cannibal, fantastic fella.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should come to my shed.
He should.
I
saw him last week because he moved out here actually to Halton. He's not with Toronto Police anymore, so I live right down the street from the police station here that he works at. So I went and saw him for a beer a few weeks ago and caught up.
You should
talking about you. I told him.
Tell him to come to my shed. Yeah. So do you still hang out with non-cops? Because I know how you guys are.
Yeah. I still have my buddies.
Do you?
Do fantasy football every year, multiple times a year, but it's all guys I grew up with since I was like 5 and 6, and So yeah, I'm lucky that way.
It's like when guys join other hockey teams, right? You start hanging out with your new team, and that's just your team, and that's who you hang out with. And I've seen a few hockey players fall into this trap where they become a firefighter or a policeman, and they have their new team. They're not worried about the other teams,
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be like that, Doug. Okay. Growing up in Mimico, and how'd you get into hockey?
Growing up there was good. It was pretty small neighborhood, all like working class. A lot of we had the one rink there in Mimico that there's a big thing at Brandon Shanahan for lacrosse because they have a pretty good lacrosse program in Mimico there. So
Is that where he's from?
yeah, he's from there too. Yeah, Dave Bolin, the Smiths. There's quite a few actually from down there.
Who are the Smiths?
Like Riley Smith and there's two of them.
Yeah, the guy that played. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Detroit,
Played for Vegas, the left-handed shot guy.
Yeah, he's a younger brother, Riley. But yeah, it was good. And then just it's a pretty good. Everybody was Leaf fans down there, and so yeah, my dad became the biggest Leaf fan, and when they moved from Scotland, and then he just kind of got us. He played goalie too in Mimico and high school. And then when my brother was obviously older, he's 4 years older than me, so he started playing. My dad used to put a rink out there in the backyard for us, and that's kind of how it went.
Speaking of you guys being Leaf fans,
Yeah,
because I'm around the same age as your brother. I remember when he was signing with the Leafs, like that must have been a very special day for your old man when he raises his boys in Mimico and then his son signs a deal with the Leafs to come home.
yeah,
That must have been a swell day as an old man, eh?
yeah, it was good. Yeah, and like my dad's basement is like hockey, Leafs, everything. Like it's outrageous how much Leaf stuff he's.
Well, you should send him the posters of your episodes, Doug, to put them up there.
I will. He will too. I'll send you a photo of it when I.
Hey, and that brings up, folks, all the posters that are made, the ones behind me, are made by Lee Freeman, episode 170, Freeman Designs. And he did every poster without asking for anything in return. So for a thank you, I'm raffling off a Walton 2 Ales and Hockey Tales jersey behind me on my website, aleshockeytales.com, and is also where you can register for the golf tournament that we need 8 more golfers for, right? So buy some raffle tickets to say thank you for all the posters that can be printed in Big E's basement, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyways, so I found it weird. I'm going to bring it up anyways, because I've always, when your brother signed with the Leafs, and I knew him and I thought he was a great dude when I had met him. And when he was there, they signed a guy for a big contract, and then he never plays in front of the net on the power play, which is his bread and butter, what he was known for. And he was known for being a good teammate that would stick up for his teammates, but also play the gritty game and go to the net. And then he would score goals on the power play. They signed him to the big deal in Toronto. JVR is in front of the net on the power play. He wasn't even on the power play. And then they'd say he wasn't scoring. Well, how the hell do you score in the NHL not on the power play?
Yeah.
Rant over.
Yeah.
Because I would be around here and people would be like, oh, well, Clarkson. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you guys know anything about hockey? How do you score when you're on the power play?
Yeah. Well, it was a big deal, obviously. And it was one of those things that it was obviously we were all pumped for because, that's our dream when you're kids playing minis. I still got my Dougie Gilmore kids jersey upstairs. He's got his Wendell Clark one. Like that's what we were when we were kids. And
that's why you're number 93, right?
Exactly. Because Dougie. But
Spinorama behind the net, Curtis Joseph.
With regards to that year, aside from going into much, but I signed with Philly that summer that he signed with Toronto, and I signed my American League deal. But they said, we want you to come to camp because, we need bodies. So you're going to, get a chance to come to full camp and everything. And they'll give you you have a chance. And you're like I don't really, because I'm on, they have all these picks and whatever, but it was a nice gesture. And I
Yeah.
had a great time. So I go there, not thinking much, and then all of a sudden Laviolette comes in. We're playing our first game in Toronto, and he comes in the room. And he's like, "Clarky, you're playing tomorrow." So I'm like, I'm losing my mind. So I call my dad, call my mom, call Nicole, call my brother, and
Are you on a one-way A deal?
yeah, at this time, yeah. So I was like, this is awesome. We're in Toronto, and it's the first game, and it's gonna be my first game. And so just because my brother just signed that year too, like that summer,
Yeah.
he went and asked if he could play because it'd be nice, like
To
my
play
parents
against your brother.
in
Yeah.
Toronto and
Yeah.
my first NHL game and my only game, but that was my first one and everything. And he was told no. So
He
that
was
was
told
like,
he was not allowed to play after signing a ticket like that. He couldn't play an
so
exhibition game
that was
against
like
his
super
brother and on
weird.
home ice.
Yeah, that was super weird. And then I think just everything that happened after that was what it was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that was weird.
and like hockey players appreciate when people do nice things for them, right? It's
Yeah,
like when you see like the teams have brothers line up to take the face off to get the
yeah,
picture, right? Like
yeah,
it doesn't really affect the game. Like,
exactly.
why can't your brother play that exhibition game and not go on a road trip to Columbus the next day to
Yeah,
play with the other half of the team, right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And too, like how many guys are just like, especially hockey players, like yeah, obviously there's the odd dud, but most guys are just like good guys, like like that stuff means more than anything, and it's
anything else. It's not
just kind of
about
like
it's yeah.
yeah, it's about like the room and the boys and hanging like, but like stuff like that. It's just like what's the point? I don't.
Why would you say no?
Yeah, it was super weird, and I think that was just a sum up
Did you
of
not
what
get
happened.
in a fight that night?
I did. I scored, and then that face off right after. I thought, yeah,
You scored and fought.
yeah, had to. Once I scored, I was like, you gotta go. I knew I was going anyways.
Yeah, you're going either way.
Especially
Eh?
once I scored, I was like, I got it.
How'd you get a guy to fight you? How did you had to
Well, there
approach
was
him, eh?
no, there was everybody. There was like
That
6
was
guys
back
out
in the
there.
day when it's preseason, it's fight time or
Oh
what?
yeah. Well, they had a few younger guys. Like the guy fought Dave Grohl. He's a young, like big guy. But then they had like some older guys too, and I knew I was gonna have to go with somebody, and just even for my game too, I like felt like I had to just at least show I could and everything. But I probably should have waited because I was on for like a minute before that and scored, and I'm obviously riding high and stayed out there, and literally that face off, Brawl comes over and taps me, and I was like, yeah, okay, like I'm all jacked up and it was all
How'd it
right.
go?
That was all right. Just nobody else.
You were one of my favorite fighters to watch. Do you know that?
Why?
Why? Because you always were smiling when you were fighting. I thought it was hilarious because you'd be like actually like giggling and laughing while you're fighting.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's I don't know. It's
It
something
was
that
like boys being boys. It's like
yeah,
when you go camping with my under 11 fellas and like you see them wrestling and fighting, like, and they're laughing and having fun doing it. That's what you were like. Oh
yeah,
shit. Yeah, Colby told me they turned the beach volleyball court into a wrestling pit.
yeah, yeah. I could have saw that right away.
Good times. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, are you guys all still Leaf fans?
Yeah, I'm uh like I don't really watch much anyways. Like I watch the playoffs and stuff like that for hockey and when like there's a good game on, but there's uh there's been things that I was told since I was a kid from my dad and from other people from Toronto that are turned. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, how could you like be from Toronto, be a Leafs fan, and then now you're not, like you're a Red Wings fan now, or like so like just people change teams all of a sudden. And even my dad's like, I can see how people do it just because it's the Leafs. They find a way to organizationally just to ruin things. And I'm watching it now this year, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore next year. I'll watch the playoffs and stuff like next year, but
Oh,
like I'm
it's
just fully done. Like honestly, like we'll come home and like my buddies, they're they always, like on our group chats and stuff. They're like, yeah, talking about the game and like what's happening and what's score and blah blah. And like Nicole and I are sitting here like watching a movie or like a show we're watching. Like I genuinely just don't. kind of over
people
it.
are right into it, man. And like they haven't been good in so long, like
Yeah.
haven't done anything, but yeah, they're into it. But um, yeah, anyways, moving on. I had my tough time with the Leafs too, right? When I had grown up loving them, and then they brought me there, said they were gonna sign me, and then didn't.
Oh my God.
Oh
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. Went there, interviews, fitness tests. They said everything went great. Drove back to Elmira, singing away in my car, thinking I was siding with my favorite team. And then they kept needing more time until I had to take the guaranteed deal with Columbus, who didn't even want me.
Yeah.
So I had to protect myself, which was taking a deal with the organization that did not want me. That was my agent's advice. So probably should have kept waiting, maybe. I don't know. Not sure what should have happened. Okay. So you grew up in the GTHL.
Yeah.
Some serious business, eh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot of
Not many people showing up to the arenas in Toyota Corollas, you could say.
no, it's costly, and it's honestly it's wild now just how much minor hockey is, and
It's
um
insane. You
it's
can't be a normal
no,
person.
no, you can't. It's and you start seeing it a few years ago too, even actually probably my last year junior when I came back to junior A for Vaughn was like that's when you had to actually start paying to play like junior A. So I remember Streetsville, like there was a few teams where
Guys
um
were paying to play
so
junior.
we have to do that now. But like
What?
this was 15 years ago.
You have
No,
to pay to play junior now?
yeah,
Why?
because they don't make enough. There's no fans. There's no, especially around the city. There's no. It's kind of funneled everything out now to junior B and in Niagara and like Kitchener and stuff, and they just don't. The fans aren't coming because it's so close to Toronto, and
Hey,
well, they're
stop
spending all
touching
the money
whatever you're
on their
doing.
kids.
Don't,
What?
really? You're
Yeah.
touching something again.
Uh,
That's paying. I always thought like it. That's why parents would be excited their kids made juniors. They wouldn't have to
yeah,
pay anymore.
I know. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that. My last year junior, yeah, was yeah 2009. Last year junior A, and that was there was a few there. I think there was one or two teams, Streetsville for sure. There's a few guys. Brendan Perry was on that team. That was his first year, and yeah, there was a few guys actually ended up playing in the like in the NHL and everything. But yeah, they had to pay there to play,
Huh.
which is
I
crazy.
yeah, that's weird. You switched around a bunch of teams and stuff, but that GTHL man, like those teams are good.
Yeah,
I just yeah, it's the minor hockey that I hear about nowadays is like the price of it, how much it costs, and it's like, how can you have a normal job
yeah,
and like you'd be taking out second mortgages on your house and stuff just so your kid could play minor hockey?
yeah.
Uh, that's one good thing about Kincardine, in Ontario. We're still doing it right, folks. Colby's hockey was under $700 and Zoe's was under 600
Come
for the
on,
year. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
but it's like it's crazy because
But I
like
got
it's
to
not,
practice for 50 minutes a week last year.
yeah.
50 minutes a week.
But there's not like just it's all the extra stuff too. It's let alone the gear, but then it's like
The,
all the stuff because like when I was a kid was like we played baseball in the summer and lacrosse in the summer, and then we'd come back and do a couple of camps for a week before the season started. Or but now it's like kids have to play all year round, so they're doing stuff in the summer, spring teams,
and I think that
ice.
is ridiculous. Like,
It's why it's
I
unreal.
understand the spring, but like, you need to take July off. You
Yeah,
need to take August off and get like excited to play hockey again.
100%. Or even just it's crazy too because you're starting to see these kids that are it's and everybody wants their kid to make it and play, let alone in the NHL, but pro. And they don't realize that like yeah, it's obviously it's a grind and it's hard and it's rare, but like you're getting these kids now that like they're so unathletic, like when they're done playing hockey, because all they've ever done is literally just play hockey. So they're like 20 years old and done, now they're just playing with their buddies for fun or whatever, and they're just going out to college and playing, like working in the real world, and they can't like kick a soccer ball, shoot a basketball, like throw a foot, like they literally can't because they've never had to
Oh,
do anything, right?
I
Or hit a
can't
golf
because
ball
I
or
can't because my body doesn't work anymore.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. And
yeah,
like my thing for kids is like, I don't know, like Colby is itching to play more hockey. He's dying to, he wants to. but I want him to play spring hockey. But you also gotta. Last year I put him in too many hockey camps in August, and by the end of going Monday to Friday to hockey, he wasn't excited to go anymore. And you think of these kids that do all this shit at 9, 10 years old, 11 years old. By the time they're 15 or 16, do you really think they got that drive, that extra gear?
Yeah.
Or you think they're going to be a little bit more wanting to get into something else in life because that's all they've done?
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting too deep, eh?
This is getting deep. This is good.
Is it?
Yeah, it is good. No.
Well, okay.
I'm on the pint now, just so you know.
There you go.
Ready.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to get the bigger t-shirts on later. That that's tight, man. Look at those biceps.
Hey, I thought I'd wear it. Look.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not wearing shirts that tight.
No, but you don't see the shirt.
Yo, that's the Matska shirt, eh?
Yeah, that's why I wore it, man.
Hey. Yeah, no, that's awesome that you supported that. Yeah.
Still wear it. I still wear it often, as you can tell.
Oh, really nice shirts. And that was great. The Devils put that on for him, eh?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, that was a really good time.
And I saw the University of Michigan did something for him too.
Yeah.
And everything. Seemed like a great dude. A lot of people loved. I didn't have the pleasure, but sucks. Okay. Anyways, okay, moving on. After the GTHL, though, you play 1 year in the OHL. You played on the Erie Otters with Ryan O'Reilly, and Shane Owen was the goalie. Small hockey world was when I moved to Kincardine, I skate in Godrich. O'Reilly is running the skates, and it's his ice time, and Shane Owen's in net.
Really?
Yeah, and he was there visiting him in the summer, so now I get it. They were teammates.
Yeah.
There with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Snook's his first year, O'Reilly's first year, yeah.
Shout out to the Bayfield Brewing Company, the original beer sponsor that gave me free pints all the time, you know? And they had a Snook Stout. Small world this hockey world is.
I know, eh?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, it is, man.
Okay, so was he that good back then?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Very good. And just honestly the same as he is now. He's just good face-offs, good shooter, good playmaker, good.
The thing I found weird when I skated with him in the summer was going into the corner with him. Like if he had the puck, how wide his shoulder was, how wide he was. Like how would you get around him to get to the puck? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he was there when he was 16. Yeah, he was a big, like he looked like a farm kid. Like he was a big boy. Yeah, he was a good hockey player. That was a fun time here. Great group of guys.
Well, the top scorer that year, the research team found, I believe, just retired from hockey from the Sheffield Steelers. Hodgman?
Oh, Justin Hodgman, yeah. I grew up with him too. Like when we were kids, we played in the Marlies together. And
he just played for Sheffield last year, I guess. Yeah. Fun fact, you're going to find this funny, Dougie, is when it got announced that I was coming back for the testimonial, I had a couple Sheffield fans write that they're going to come to Cardiff for a hockey game because they're fans of the Shed. Sheffield Steelers fans are fans of the Shed, that they're going to drive to Cardiff to watch this game.
Well, that's nice of them. That's
right.
Great.
So I better shed some pounds here, eh?
You have to. You got like 2 days. You got to get the
2 days. I better call Lordo, get a new program, get a new gag ball.
Lordo's probably got things ready to rock too. He's probably got things at an instant ready. Whoever calls him, he could just send right away.
He would too.
100%.
Yeah, he would be prepared. Okay. Anyways, I am gonna have to get in shape. But moving on. Yeah. So that guy played for the Steelers. Is he good?
Yeah. Very good hockey player. Very good goal scorer. Yeah. He when we were kids, he was good. And then I don't actually know how he got to Erie.
I think the research team looked him up, and did he not play in like the KHL?
Yeah, he was in after junior. He went to, I think the Leafs drafted him or signed him, but he played in the American League and he actually lit up the American League. And then I don't think nobody really gave him a chance, so he went over to the KHL and
made some money,
lit it up, and he's like phenomenal goal scorer. Good guy, really good guy.
Anyways, thought I'd bring him up because we got fans of the Steelers now, so got
Haji.
I've been having some Devils on lately. I got to give them some love
Yeah, you
here,
gotta
eh?
give some love,
Yeah,
exactly.
we got to get a Steeler on soon. Sorry, folks. Been busy times. It's amazing, Doug. People thought I was going to run out of people, and I'm like, I can't keep up with everybody you're asking for.
No.
I hear Clarky's going to be a dad. He's coming to the shed. The rest of you are going to wait. Okay. Anyways, so then you played for the Kitchener Rangers. Who was first, Erie or Kitchener?
Kitchener. I left. So I was supposed to go to UMass Lowell.
Oh, right.
That's why I stayed junior. And the day I was actually supposed to drive to Boston, I packed my car up, and Pete DeBoer and Steve Spott sat me down and told me they wanted to sign me. And so
And they signed you and then traded you?
no, they signed me because we were hosting Memorial Cup that year. And then I think 3 or 4 games in, I scored the first goals for the team that year on the power play. First opening night, first Gino, and we had Mikkel Bodker, Kadri. Like our team was Justin Azevedo.
Kitchener always had good teams
Balling.
back then when those two guys in charge,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty sweet barn. Like, I haven't really been there
awesome.
since I was a kid, but it's one of the high end junior rinks in the world, eh?
Yeah, it was awesome. Good fans, sold out every night. It was a really good place. Really, Pete and Spotter ran it very, very well. And so there, I got injured, and then trying to get back from the injury, it was like right near Christmas time, and we traded for. I remember actually we were going to Kingston. I remember, and it was World Juniors, and Haluschuk scored the game winner in overtime for Canada because he was at the World Jays, and we pulled the bus over to watch the overtime to watch him score. We all lost our minds, and then we go to the game and it was canceled because like the Zamboni hit the net and popped the pipe or something. So we're driving back, and we started trading for like Scott Turgunna, who's the captain of Owen Sound at the time. Traded for
Steve so they're doing all their big trades to get ripped to. They're loading up for the Memorial Cup.
Yeah. We traded for Steve Mason, the goalie from London. Like it was pretty, like we were going all in. And then Pete came up to me just because he obviously knew my brother and was buddies with my brother, and just said, you left college for this, so I want, like, you need to play somewhere, and we're stacking up. You're not going to get enough ice time, kind of thing. So he's like, I'll trade you to one of these 2 teams, and it was either Kingston.
So you gave up 4 years at school to play like 1 year in the O?
Yeah, it was honestly probably going to only be. I was hoping honestly it would be 1 year because I thought I would have a good enough year, and then to at least sign or get drafted. And then injury and just loading up and couldn't get back from it, and so.
Yeah, you 4 years. I guess you would have been going to school late, but like.
Yeah, but I just turned 18. I was 17 still.
But your brother's not there anymore. He's already gone.
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah, but he just left like the year before.
Right.
But it was awesome. Like Pete was, like, he didn't have to do that. He could have just whatever. I could have played just 4th line, and but he wanted me because he knew what I gave up, and he wanted me to still have a chance to actually play.
And you did do well there, and you're putting up penalty minutes, putting up points, just like you did with like the Devils, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got that written down here. So, but the year before your OHL year, or year after that, I guess you go back to junior. So that's like, instead of getting an overage year in the O, you go back and play junior.
Yeah, because I left Erie, and I didn't leave on the best terms, and I pretty much quit hockey for the summer because they made me hate hockey that much.
Oh, really? So, it wasn't a good experience there?
No, it was awful. The owner, GM, coach was the worst experience of my life as a player. So I wasn't even going to go play hockey again. I was done.
I don't recall O'Reilly being an Erie Otter that much. Was he there the whole time too?
Yeah, I think he was only there for whatever his minimum was. He was drafted in the 1st round, but
right.
Yeah, he was there.
So it wasn't a good experience for the end of that year. So then you head back to the Vaughan Vipers, and I say this is your first year here, then, where you are a goal scorer, right? Like, you're learning how to take those snappers, or those long wristers you used to take, eh?
Oh yeah. That was fun. And when I
38 goals in 46 games, Doug. 91 points.
yeah, that was a good year. And it's we so what, like I said, I was done playing hockey, and one of my buddies just came back. He coached me midget, and Jason Forche, he's at University of Maine now, but he went to Vaughan, and it was his first junior team he was being a head coach for. So he's talking to me in the summer, and he's like trying to convince me to come out of like pretty much come out of retirement.
So you're like done. You leave the Erie
yeah.
Otters and you're done
I was
hockey.
done. Yeah, I was home. I was just hanging out in the summer with my buddies, and so he's like asking me, he's like, "Okay, I got 14 rookies. My cousin was on the team, Ryan, and he was a rookie, and he's like, I need you. Like, I want you to be my captain." And I was like, "Man, I'm not playing anymore. Like, I'm done." And he's like, "Well, okay, if but if you play, I want you to play for me." So I'm like, "Okay, fine." So then I'm getting calls from like, there was 2 teams in Halifax, 2 teams in Niagara that were offering me like an outrageous, like my own apartment. Oh my, like crazy for a turning 20-year-olds. I was still 19. And
why weren't you going to play hockey?
I just, honestly, they made me hate it. Like I literally did not want to step foot on the ice ever again.
Yeah.
In that
places can do that to people.
Oh yeah. People can do that to people.
People can do that. Yeah.
Honestly, the boys in the area were phenomenal. We had a blast. And but yeah, it was the other people there that made it a little difficult. So I'm like getting these calls from these teams, and they're like I said, offering me all stuff. And so I call Forge, and I'm like, and I'm now it's right, because I'm like 2 months into my retirement. I'm like, now I want to play hockey again. Like I'm still a kid, and whatever. And
start of the season's coming around. You want to play.
Exactly.
You're not even 20.
No, exactly. So I'm calling Forte, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna play. And he's like, "Oh, okay, like you're playing for me." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm getting all these calls from these people." And he's like, in Vaughan Vipers, we didn't get any fans because we're in Toronto. And so he's like, "Let me see," and so I think I got like my sticks paid for, and I lived with him, and my cousin lived there. My cousin had to go to high school still. He's a rookie. So that was like our deal. And like I told him, I was like, "I told you I would play for you. Like I can't just sewer you." And I told you before that if I ever played again.
So were you the captain?
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Yeah, and that was good. We ended up being like, I think they were pre-season rankings. We were like last for, just because we had literally, I think we had 14 rookies. 14, yeah, I think 14 rookies.
People you dominated there. Like
we were good. We had a lot of young guys that played well. Some guys played in the NHL too, and eventually, but yeah, it was good. We actually did pretty well, made the playoffs, and almost surprised Georgetown in the playoffs. But
that's good. And then you started to like hockey again, right?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. So, and even that year too was like,
running amok makes it fun, eh?
Oh yeah, but I was like, I wasn't working out. I wasn't, because I wasn't done, but I was like, this is my like done. Like, I'll play with my buddies and maybe I'll see what happens. But
well, you already gave up your NCAA, so you're pretty well tits on toast, right?
Yeah. Well, I had my school package from Pete from Kitchener. When I came back, that was the one thing they added in my contract was.
But you only played 1 year. What's 1 year of school gonna get you?
So I get 4.
You got 4 years of school for playing 1 year for them?
Yeah, just I signed it before that. I signed in because I left college. They put in my contract I get 4 years paid.
Really?
Yeah, sign pro. Yeah.
Well, that was pretty generous of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's.
I guess that's how you get guys not to go NCAA, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I'm
tricked you.
so I'm there, and I'm like, I'm playing this year, and I'm playing great, and we're doing well as a team in Vaughan. And it comes up to like December. And my brother calls me, and he was in Jersey at the time. He's like, Lou Lamoriello, and like there's other teams calling like him and his agent, Pat Morris. And they're like, they want you to come, like, because like I said, there was a few high profile players in junior league that year going to NCAA and going to be drafted in the NHL.
And you're just dominating out there.
That was playing so well. So they're like, I'm big, and like, so they're like, yeah, like, we want to. So my brother calls me, and I'm like, I still remember I was sitting downstairs playing like with Forte, my coach, like my buddy. We're playing Call of Duty. It was like having the biggest chew in. And like he's got a huge barrel, and I'm so out of shape, right? We're just sitting down there. It's like, and playing video games and everything. I'm like, oh man, I gotta start like working out. I can't go to like an NHL rookie camp like this. Like I'm just like a bag of
So
milk.
your brother called you and said that
Yeah. He's like,
when
maybe
you're
you should start
playing
working
video
out.
games and said like,
Yeah. He's like, maybe you should start working out because there's teams like they want you to come to your rookie camp. So maybe you start not eating so many chocolate bars and just slamming Call of Duty all day. And so I was like, oh yeah, I probably should, like,
you're
because I
playing
suppose
video
like,
games with your coach in junior?
oh yeah, like, well, against kids online.
Oh, so he
Really?
wasn't sitting there with you playing video games.
Yeah, we were playing video games against other people. I didn't do anything all day. I was playing. I was 20 years old. I wasn't going to school or anything.
Living the dream, eh?
Oh, it was a blast. I loved it.
Then the plan was to go to school after that year
Yeah.
with your OHL package.
Yeah, I was honestly just gonna like, yeah, go to actually like get a degree and then just play. If they had a hockey team, I'd play. But that was kind of it. Yeah.
The twists and turns of life, eh?
Oh yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
So then after that season, you go to the Acadia Axemen. And now that I'm way more intelligent in the hockey world from talking to people in my shed,
Yeah.
that's a high-end school usually with like those are high-end players getting recruited there, eh?
Yep.
Garrett McFadden was just a shed guy that was there and left this season.
Yeah.
So what happened there? You didn't play any games, then you left to Nipissing.
Yeah. So I went there, and that was one of the. I had decided after I came back I went to New Jersey's rookie camp that summer after junior, and Mr. Lamarillo was pretty much told me he could sign me to a two-way American League East Coast League deal, but I should take my package and develop it then, for a few years. And I was like, yeah, it's, a really good idea because I want to develop and before I, try and play pro and just burn out and lose my schooling. So I was literally calling around, like you said, there was like teams were calling me from Alberta, from Nova Scotia. I wanted to go east or west just because the hockey was so much better than in Ontario. And I narrowed it down and I chose Acadia after like there was like seven, 8 teams calling me they wanted me to come out, and I spoke to the coach. Like he is a really
That's
big
a
guy.
tough decision at that age though, eh? Go do your 4 years of school or chase your NHL dream.
Yeah. But I felt like I didn't think that was a bad decision. I think that was the right decision at the time. But it was just the wrong decision to go to Acadia. And like I said, the coach, he was a nice guy and the boys were great and the program was great. But after the preseason, I think we played like 10 preseason games or 8 preseason games. I was doing really well. And we go down to play UMass Lowell in New Hampshire. All my buddies are on UMass Lowell because I just left there 3 years before, right? So there's still a lot of guys there. The coach is all there. And I got like one shift. Play the next night.
And that pissed you off.
And I'm like, so then I finally come to the coach. I'm like, but like, what's happening here? I'm here for 2 years. Like my plan was 2 years and then I'm going pro. That's it. I'm not graduating. I'm not, I'm here to develop and play good hockey. And that was the agreement we had. That's why I chose them, because that's what, we were going to do. And he pretty much said like, our policy here is older guys play. So you're going to have to wait. And
the policy older guys play, even if I think it's whoever's playing better should play.
100%. And I was the best player there. And that's why I took so long and spoke to all these teams to say, I'm here for 2 years. I'm not waiting. I'm not graduating. I'm not like, I want to go.
So you were going to Canadian University with your 4-year OHL package saying, I'm not going to graduate.
Yeah.
Why? You didn't want the university?
No, because I knew if I had a good
program. What was your plan after hockey if you just didn't want the university? You just figured you were going to be a cop?
No, I honestly, I believed that I'd be fine playing hockey. I'd be making enough, and that would have developed me enough to make the NHL or American League or KHL or,
okay.
So that's what my plan was at that time. So then I came home, and that Nipissing year is, as you can see on your stat line there from your research team, is
hot.
The next season. So I came home in October from Acadia.
But so research team is real hot here. If we're talking development
Yeah.
and getting better, okay,
Yeah.
Doug. Okay, if we're talking about that, let's see here. In 5 seasons, and I'm guesstimating from the age of 20 to 25 years old, you played 65 hockey games in 5 years. Way to develop yourself, Doug.
Yes. Honestly, it was an absolute debacle of
65 games in 5 years. That's one season, man.
yeah. Oh yeah. There was so when I left Acadia, like I said, I left in October because I was right when the season was starting, like the regular season. And I came home and I was just working. I'm like, I'm done. I'm again, round two. I'm done. I'm just gonna work, construction, and my uncle has had a construction company, so I'm like, I'll just go work there and come home. So I came back to my parents in Kitchener when they moved out in Kitchener then, and then yeah, I'm working, and then summer comes around and I'm like, I still have my package, I still have my schooling, I should probably use it. And Nipissing calls.
Where's Nipissing?
North Bay.
Right.
And so my sister went there years ago, and so like we knew it, and I knew it was a pretty good town, just North Bay, and they just lost a hockey team a few years before that, maybe 7-8 years before that. So I go there and I'm like, okay, I'll go to Nipissing and do like a 3-year program. And
you're just going for school.
Yeah, I was going to go to school and play hockey, but I was going to school like too.
So they did start the hockey program again. You said they lost it.
Well, they lost the OHL team, and then the year before that they had the first year of the Nipissing team, the university team.
Oh, I got you. The Centennials, the North Bay Centennials.
So this was the second year for the university program coming up, and so I spoke to the coach, Mike McParling, still there, great guy, great coach. And he's like talking to me, and he's like, and I knew some of the guys from junior and whatever. So I was like, yeah, I'll come, and I'll play, and it'll be good, and I'll graduate, whatever. And Nicole came with me. She just graduated, so she was working. She got a job up there, and go there. And they're like, you can't play for a year. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you can't play for your eligibility. You have to sit out a year when you transfer.
So yeah, you played 0 games for Acadia, but I guess you played the preseason. Then you played 0 games for Nipissing the next season.
Year, yeah.
And then next year though, you're running amok again.
Yeah.
17 goals in 24 games and 34 points.
Yeah. 17. It was good.
That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
And you hadn't played a game in 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was good. And we beat McGill a few times. They were obviously a really good program. They were ranked number 1 for a while. But yeah, no, it was fun there.
I don't know why I have this written down in the notes, but I got 09 to 011 fat ? Is that the 2 years with no games played?
09 to 11, is that it?
Must be. I don't know. It's the research team has it written down here. Fat ? Did you get fat when you weren't playing and around the team?
No, so that was when I was in Vaughan. 07, 08 was Kitchener, Erie. 08, 09 was Vaughan. So then, yeah, it was the year after. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's the 2 years you don't play a game.
Yeah.
So are you around the team, like working out and doing all the stuff?
Yeah, so I was allowed to practice.
Oh, okay.
But you know me, and the eligibility rules when I transferred was my marks had to be a certain grade and all this stuff, and so my attendance in classes were a little suspect at times. But
Doug, come on.
But yeah, so it was all good for me to play that second year in Nipissing.
Well, and then you do it, and then you leave school, don't finish the program. That's it. Ran your muck. I've done it. Smell you later.
Well, I was starting to get offers from like coast teams and stuff like that right after the season.
What program were you taking at school?
History. My sister.
What were you gonna do with that?
I love history. I was a history
Yeah,
major.
it's cool to learn stuff. I can learn a lot of stuff in my shed about history, but what are you going to do with it in the real world?
Oh no, I was gonna do it. I was gonna be a teacher. I was doing my teacher then.
You're going to be a history teacher.
Well, no, just to get my teaching degree, but my history is my major.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then I went. So I still remember actually, like right near the end of the school year, season was over for hockey, and we had like the awards banquet and everything, and I'm like, I just want to play hockey. Like I want to play pro, and I
Can
want to.
really get to you that age, can
Oh
it?
yeah. So I'm like, I want to play pro, and I remember sitting in this class, and it was a small classroom. It was like 20 people, maybe students, and they're going over this like exam prep and everything because we had an exam like in 2 weeks or whatever. So the teacher was nice enough to speak to everybody, and I just remember sitting there and my phone's buzzing, and I'm like thinking it's like Nicole or my parents or somebody, one of my buddies, and it keeps like ringing like 4 or 5 times. So I'm like, so I finally like step out and I answer it, and it was the guy from Texas. I forgot what the name. I forgot what team the name was, but they were tech from the Central League, and he's like, "Yeah, we want you to come down finish a year with us, and we'll pay you this much." And I'm like, "Holy shit! Like I could do. I can leave right now and just start making like $800 a week, and like no tax in Texas. They pay for everything." I'm like, so then the teacher comes out and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Sorry, man. Like, I think I might be leaving right now." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I honestly think I might be leaving right now." And he's like, "You serious?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I think, but you just got to give me a minute." So he goes back inside, like locks the door. And eventually I didn't. I called the guy back and I tried to get back in the room and the room was locked. So I just wobbled my way back to our apartment and spoke to Nicole and everything. And then
And that was
I
that.
yeah, I didn't end up going that year to finish the season because there was still like 20 games or 15 games left in the Central League and East Coast League.
Did you
But
pass the class you're locked out of?
yeah, yeah, I passed it all that, but that was just for the exam prep. But the boys after, some of my buddies were dying laughing. They thought it was hilarious. I'm banging on the door trying to get back in. The teacher wouldn't let anybody come open it. But it was. I went home after that. And I was like, I told Nicole, I was like, I think I want to try and play like pro, and she's like, yeah, sounds good. So
Well, yeah. She did travel with you lots of places too, eh?
yep,
Okay. So then what are your pro options on the next season? I got you playing for the Toledo Walleye. You played for someone else too, right?
yeah,
But anyways, I don't care about whoever was it, Trenton, something.
Trent Titans, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Toledo Walleye, Shed guys, the GOAT. That's where you meet him.
oh
We
yeah,
also meet Cody Lample.
yeah.
Lamps came on. He's in Germany now.
I saw that on his Instagram. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's a dandy too. So you
Yeah,
played with
he's a
both
good
the
dude.
yeah, I just met him in the shed and seems like a fantastic guy.
Yeah,
Okay. Other guys for the small hockey world from that Toledo Walleye team, Max Campbell,
yeah,
Western Michigan Bronco, and
yes. Yeah, him and Marty talked about that often.
Clinton Radar. Ugh. And then Tyler Brenner,
Yeah,
Elmira Sugar King.
yeah. He's a
Yeah.
good dude too. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play pro for long, but it looks like he's doing well outside the hockey world.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was an Elmira guy that went to RIT and then signed with the Leafs, I think.
Sung the Leafs. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toledo's awesome. That was the best rink, best like organizationally was amazing. It was
There
brand
was
new.
it's interesting in the coast, right? Because I find there's teams that like have guys that stay around for like
Yeah,
it's kind of like Cardiff in the EIHL.
yeah,
Or like or Sheffield or Belfast, right? But like the teams that have got that guys that want to stay, that like showing up to the rink every day, and they want to keep doing it with their lives.
yeah,
It's the same with them, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it was such a good spot. Like I said, we got taken care of really well. Um, yeah, that team was that was really cool too because that was my first pro experience actually playing, not just out of camp and stuff. And it was honestly, I still to this day remember the puck in the glass for the first skate we had. Like just the sound that it makes in a pro. I don't know why, but it was so different. And We had
That sounds silly.
Randy Rowe. I don't know if you know Randy Rowe. He's an old boy.
Yeah, old school boy, like
Yeah.
a couple year or two older than me, maybe.
Yeah, he's older than you. Yeah, he was there.
I played against him. I think he might have been for the Johnstown Chiefs when I was playing
Yeah,
against
he
them.
was. He played for them.
I think he might have been their captain or so.
We had him and Kyle Rogers. Kyle Rogers, our captain, another great guy. But I remember our first day we get down there, and well, I signed there. It was a lockout year too, so I was a little worried coming from Canadian college to sign in the coast, and there's a lockout because we were affiliated with Chicago and Detroit.
Those lockouts screw everything up.
And they had two teams to literally just shuffle guys down to the coast. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm getting cut. Like, so luckily it changed the rules. I think we could keep 25 or something. And I thought for sure
there's just a ton of players.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was getting snipped, and then I didn't. They snipped another few guys that are actually like really good, like vets. And but I got that because of Kiefer. Kiefer knew the coach, Nick Vitucci, and he called him. And he's like, yeah, it's
connections matter, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that was huge, obviously, for my first year. But yeah, I love Toledo and got to play Joey Martin and Soupy and Lampold, all those guys you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Stop touching that with your hand. Back off. So after that year, that's your first year then. You've been trying to get there, working hard to get to pro. You're there. And then once you're there, you're like, this is what pro hockey is. Is this really? So I know Toledo's fun and all, but like, was it everything you hoped it would be?
I loved it in Toledo. Yeah, it was good. We had a really good setup, good operation there.
You're always a glass half full type of guy, Doug. That's why I like you so much.
Try to be. A little supportive being the other way.
I agree. It's always got to be a good day for living, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The next year, though, you only played 9 hockey matches.
Now, was that in the
five AHL in Adirondack and 4 in the coast with Reading.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing all year? You get hurt?
No. In the American League, I was healthy a lot.
Just working out, bag skating.
Well, it was crazy because even that was the year after my Philly training camp and preseason against the Leafs and everything. And we get
fighting, scoring.
So I get sent back to the American League, and I'm like, okay, I expected this 100%. Like, this isn't bothering me, but we go out there and it was just kind of the extra guy, and they had a lot of picks, and they drafted some, like in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, some big guys that were very similar to me. So I was already, got to be 25, maybe 24. And, they have guys that are my size that could do the things I do and like fight and stuff like that. So these are 19, 20-year-olds. So there was a lot of placement on development, which is, as an organization, you have to do that. And, but yeah, there was just the good thing about there was that I was in the best shape of my life there. Because we had Riley Cote was my assistant coach, and we would practice, and everybody practiced every morning. It was great, and we had some really good players on that team. Newberry, I lived beside Newberry, and phenomenal hockey player. And so we'd practice, and then after practice we'd bag skate. There was like probably 8 of us that would bag skate, and Riley Cote would bag skate us. But this is Riley Cote. That's the healthy, organic, like vegan Riley Cote, and he's lean, and he's somehow scarier than he was when he played in the NHL, and he was a huge monster, right? And so he's running these bag skates, and like it was a bagger, and it was a gas. It was an extra 40 minutes after practice, just like 8 or 9 of us would do it. But it was like the best shape, and like I had a blast because all the boys are still there. They're all doing stuff at the rink, right? So like you don't miss any time of hanging out with guys and doing stuff, but just that extra skating until we were ready or there was injuries or what have you. And just that year, there was literally no injuries. They had a lot of goalie injuries in Philly. We went through goalies like you wouldn't believe, but there's no real injuries for forwards or for guys to move up, which would allow me to play regular,
Well, that's a good attitude for a guy that's getting bag skated every day. Cause I wouldn't have, I didn't have the same attitude when I got to the A. They just
No.
beg skated me every day. And I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, but see, I wanted to be like shredded. So I'm like, this is perfect. I'm getting jacked, and then I'm just going out and
See,
hanging out with the boys anyway.
I mean, I guess I wanted to be, but it just didn't feel right. I don't know. I don't know. Would I be the same if I was shredded, Doug? I don't think so.
I could never ever imagine that.
Do
There's
you
no
know that the year so when they decided they had to take me with Columbus and Syracuse, I
yeah.
lost, and it was because they said I wasn't in shape enough. I lost 26 pounds and I was shredded. I
No,
had abs. It was crazy. I didn't feel like myself. I had to play hockey differently. All of a
different.
sudden, I was fast in the corners. People could just pick me up and throw me around. I had to be a whole different person than if,
Wild, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but when you're in that role in North America, this is one thing I just remembered.
Yeah.
All the things that come to my brain is when they got you as the 10th forward or whatever, it's going to be hard for you to get out of that role, right? Like
Yeah.
to not be the big fighter guy that goes out there and fights. I know like you're wearing a tight shirt and your biceps are out, but like it like they see you and they see how big you are and they're like, well, this guy's not on the power play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there was in probably 3 of those games was, I think there must have been like 7 fights. And it was just kind of like one of those things where, I might have played 4 shifts, 5 shifts. And it was kind of after the 3rd fight, it was boys are in the box. It's like, okay, Clarky, you're up. So I go out and line up on the face off and just automatically I don't know if saw the fight when we played Worcester. I thought Kurt Goggle. The videos from that year in Adirondack, it looks like it's from 1968. But I had long hair then, but it was literally rough face off. They just had like, I think it was 4 or 5 fights. So I'm literally lining up that next face off and I'm just standing there like talking to Goggle. He was a smaller guy, but he was smaller than me, but just like a little ratty and thought he was tough. And so I just started running face up, just started hacking, like absolutely tomahawking him.
It's go time.
He tried to get away. He actually tried to like break. They were going to break out. They had the puck and everything. And then finally we got the puck, dumped it in, and you see me in the video come back, and I just keep like hooking him and just chopping like
you weren't taking no for an answer.
Oh, yeah, like I was there to do that, for that shift. So finally he dropped his gloves and then I beat his head, but it was all right. But that was one of those things. And then yeah,
it's weird though when like you're the player you are, because I know you can play on the power play and I know you can make plays. And then you get to that and let's like, well, just go out there and do that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It's so weird and crazy, and yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Because even when you feel like that, even like when I was in Vaughan, and like I know I can play and make things and make good plays, but
But
then
you got to be given the
you have to-
opportunity. Yeah.
yeah, and especially for somebody like me, and obviously my skating wasn't. Well, I'm no Joey Martin out here, but
I don't know if it was over Joey skating.
no, it wasn't. But he's a good skater. I'll say Chef. I'll say Haddad. I'm no Joey Haddad skating, but yeah, you needed that opportunity, and sometimes guys get it, sometimes guys don't, to get there, you have to just start fighting everybody. And
I mean, that's where it was at, right? It was that you just got to fight everybody to make it at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, you do that year, you play 9 games, and then that's the year you signed with the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
I was I knew where it was going. I think I just turned 25.
You knew you weren't making it.
Yeah, like I think it was just about to turn 25, or I was 24 that year, and
that's old balls nowadays.
yeah. So I knew I knew my chances the previous training camp in that year. I knew I wasn't going to get another at least opportunity in the NHL, and Adirondack offered me, Philly offered me, but there was no.
Yeah.
Like, because how hard it is for
every year there's more puppies coming up that they got to give more ice time to.
Exactly.
And it's like you leave college at 23 and they decide they don't want you and you're in the coast. Well, think about trying to get from the coast to the NHL at 23, 24, right? It's like first call to Germany. You're like, okay, I'll go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. And like Nicole couldn't come with me because, well, she could have, but like you can't work there. Canadian, like it's so hard to get the like visas other than players. It's easy for the teams to get us, but like a lot of guys had their wives or girlfriends there, and it was like they didn't work, they couldn't do anything all day. And like Nicole she can't do that. Like she has to work. She loves doing that stuff. And so I'm there. I'm like, do I really want to be here making average money, but like away from, my family, playing 5 games a year, fighting, and when I do, and where I could just go overseas and have fun and get days off, and I have my passport, and like
I'm curious the connection to Lordo. How did he find you?
it was Kelman, it was Kiefer.
Really?
Yeah, Kiefer called Kelman because Kelman, I think he was looking at a guy or something, and Kiefer's like, no, like you want Clarky. He's like, he'll be good. And
That's what it takes. It takes a guy saying you can do it, right?
And so when I signed, and then Lordo's calling me about Marty, and I forgot the other guy's name I played with in Trenton, but it was pretty much he was looking at both of them. So Lordo's asking me about, how they are in a room, how they're like on the ice, because their stats were very close. But
and this is the decision where Cardiff changes forever because of right
me,
right? Because you'd say
no,
you need Joey Martin.
Oh yeah, I said Joey's not only one of the best guys, but it's like his stats don't add up to what he does on the ice. It's like when you watch him play, it's something special. So I was like, you have to take Joey Martin. And so then I was speaking to Marty, and then he signed.
Yeah, well, and now he's back.
Now he's back.
Yeah, and he's already like their GOAT, right?
Has to be.
Yeah, it's wild what he's done there, and he's going back to just do more, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyways, do you remember when they made the documentary about us when we were in Cardiff? It was called Long Way From Home, and it was a guy from Waterloo that made a documentary about us, and we got interviewed in the BBT locker room and everything. It's actually quite good. I have it in my email still.
Come on, can you send it to me?
Yes, I will. But it's actually quite awesome, and like it has us getting interviewed, and we talk about like the fans above us, and in it he says it looks like Cardiff has a special thing going with hockey, and the kid couldn't have like nailed it on the head more, right?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Wow.
I wish I could find the kid so I could like send her out there for real, because folks should see it that are from Cardiff.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, you got to email that to me. I want to watch that, man. That'd be good.
Yeah, no, yeah. And like to think of isn't it fun to see like where Cardiff went after the BBT, and like all of us going into the showers with like water ankle deep.
Oh yeah. It was so gross.
And then we drilled cup holders into the wall so we could have beers in the shower.
Yeah, so nobody spilled nothing in there. Yeah, that was so fun. Like that was such a good, and just the thought of those dressing rooms makes me think of it. I mentioned the last time I was on, but I'd always be first. I love being first in the room, like for practice in the mornings. I like being early, and from even like over here in the American League, East Coast League, and so I remember showing up early, and I'm hanging out with Deese, having a coffee. Lordo's there, obviously, because he's psycho and getting ready for his morning practice and his things he has to do. So he's there getting ready, and then I'm having a chew with Deese and like a coffee, hanging out, and Mizey comes in those little tiny rooms, the change rooms, and I'm like hanging it, like having a laugh with Deese, and the guy busts out like mackerel and boiled eggs, and it's like I'm almost puking in the room. Like that's how small Remember how small they were? Like,
Oh, it was ridiculous.
and I'm like, how? Like, can you not just go stand outside, man, and eat that? Like, it's just, I'm trying to have a coffee, like a chew here. It's like 7:30 a.m. What are you doing? And he's like, no, I gotta eat. I gotta eat. And I'm like, oh my god, this is like every
Well,
day.
he's a dedicated guy, and that's why he's still playing, right?
Yeah, he still plays. He still looks the same.
He does, and he still plays the same. And I
Yeah,
watched him, and I'm like,
it's
that's
wild.
exact. It's still the exact same
Still the
player I
exact same.
need with me, right?
Yeah,
He's yeah, and it's because they take care of themselves, Doug.
yes.
Look at us.
Look at that.
Just kidding. You're in a tight t-shirt.
I know.
You're taking care of yourself, eh? You guys get paid to work out at work, don't you?
No. Well, it depends. In this now, I just usually try to go in early when we're working nights because we don't like to take lunches. Like I don't like, I can't work out while I'm working. I can't take a break from work and then go work out for an hour and a half and then come back. Like I just can't focus. So I go early before work and then
You're working out for an hour and a half. What are you doing?
everything. It's a big body, man. This is a temple. 295 temple.
Are you under 3?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
good
close.
for you. That's good. No,
But it's close. The knees and the back.
looks like a healthy 295.
Thank you. You know what? I hold it very well.
Yeah.
Hoffman likes to tell me that every day, sometimes a little sarcastically, but
I yeah, I think it. Yeah, Nikki, really happy for you. Hope Dougie's got a huge head.
I do.
Huge head, biggest head I've seen in hockey. You had to have had custom helmets.
No, you know what? There was a time where only a few companies actually XL like would fit my head. And if ever Hoff was on again, you could bring this up to him. But when I was done playing, I played for the in the Allen Cup Hockey League, and we played Dundas Real McCoys one night, first game of the year, and I don't have a black helmet, so the owner buys one from the store down the street in town and comes to the rink with it, and I'm like, man, I'm texting him during the day. This is not going to fit my head. You know how big my head is? I need a certain helmet, certain like XL. He's like, no, this will fit. This will fit. Come there, it doesn't fit. I'm out there with this like scrubs, like extra from the Dundas Real McCoys team. His extra Bucky. That's like, it honestly is like an early 2000s bucket with a visor on it. That's the only one that would actually fit me. It was killing my head. So the boys and that was Hoff was on the team too. They're all having a good laugh. But
they're having a good laugh because I've seen helmets try to fit your head. It's a big head.
It is.
Wow.
A lot going on up there, you know?
Yeah, no, it's all good. I am yeah. It's yeah. Really excited you're gonna be a dad, but
Me too, man.
yeah, that's exciting times.
Well, let alone I'm gigantic and my head is gigantic, but Nicole's a Serb, Italian, eh? Like they're no scrouch either, the Serbs. They're notoriously big boned and big shoulders, so she might be into one here. We'll see.
I can't wait to meet her though. That's gonna be exciting stuff. Okay. I got one for you here. So we're done with the Devils, right? You played there, I played there. We had a great time, right?
Great time.
Great time. You went to Dundee.
Yeah.
Great time.
Great time. I was big fan.
Tough playing with the curling rings on the rink though, eh?
Yeah.
I find that gets in my way when I'm playing hockey and I'm seeing stuff on the ice when I'm stick handling that is like not needed to be there. It's upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely weird.
You don't need the rings on the ice anymore, but I guess they do in Dundee, right? That's a big sport there.
Yeah. There was a lot of people actually did it there. And that was a good, I love playing there. Good fans, really good fans, great group of guys.
You say that about every team.
Honestly, I've been really lucky with it, but Dundee was the closest.
So then why'd every team you switch teams? Oh, we're trying to cover that.
Cardiff was that was like a once in a like that was like a one-off just of our success and everything too that first year because we still should have won the league. but Dundee was just
that whole team was a one-off. If you think of the people that were on that team,
Yeah.
and like
That's
they
all of
call
our
us
first year.
misfits, but like we really are.
Yeah.
Like there's Carl, there's me, there's Hendo, there's you, there's the list goes on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
We're not for everyone, but we
Yeah.
try to be good folks.
Yeah, Dundee reminded me of that. It was different, but it was just all new guys. But it was very similar. Where it was a lot of new players to the UK, and a lot of guys that were good in college. A lot of guys were good in the coast. A lot of guys that had some American League experience. And it was just it did remind me a lot of Cardiff, where just everybody was buddies. Everybody was like good guys, and everybody was new together. But obviously, we didn't have the success that we had in Cardiff. But
And it's wild. And when you think about the Cardiff year, is like it took us a couple months to all get to know each other.
Yeah.
And then once it happened, once we became a team, once we became a family,
yeah,
holy moly, we were doing her.
well, there was those 2 games we lost, and
Hey, stop playing with that. Get your hand away from there.
After we won the Challenge Cup, and after there was one more game that we shouldn't have lost, that like we really should have won the league that year. Like there was no way that we shouldn't have won the league. But like that's just how good.
If you talk around in your shed, Brayhead would have some things to say about that, because I think they pissed her down their leg more than we did. Because they started hot as balls, and then we came in hot at the end. But yeah,
that had.
Yeah, gosh darn orange team again. Yeah. Let's not talk about it anymore.
No, let's move on.
We won the Challenge Cup.
We did in Sheffield.
Rocked it.
I slept with it that night too. I slept with the trophy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Tough ride home the next day.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible.
It was horrible. It's one of the worst bus trips I've ever been on in my life.
I'm pretty sure I walked through the lobby dragging the trophy because I couldn't have the arm strength to pick it up. Just dragging it across the lobby.
I don't even know how we lost 2 days later. Makes no sense. Not everybody has like.
I got tossed at like 11 rep, I think so.
Well, I'm pretty sure I was even that game because I'm a pro, folks. I was there to play. I don't know where the rest of the team was. It wasn't my fault.
I got tossed for fighting and throwing stuff at me, and I was done. I was still hurting though.
It wasn't my fault. I think it was Lordo's lie. He must have been partying too hard.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a pro. Okay. So Dundee was a good time though, and that's you get to go to Scotland, your heritage, right? That meant a lot, eh?
Yeah, it did. It was honestly, it was really cool for the anthems. Having the anthem before the game, that was really
cool.
Cool.
And they come out in the kilts and everything, or what do you mean?
No, but like they play the Flower of Scotland, the Scottish national anthem before the game.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That was always fun for me to have that and have that like when my family came to visit, or my cousins that lived there and stuff, and or like my parents when they'd come, and it was just cool to have that from our background. And
it is weird when you start talking around in your shed how small the world is, though, right? Like they just moved over here when the kids were 6, and then you start living here, and then the story's over here, right? And if they stay over there, the story's over there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is wild. Yeah, especially the world in general, but the hockey world, it's so small, man.
It's like with Scotland, and then like where I'm living now, and like we got our Scottish history here. Like you came up here and saw some of it, right?
Oh yeah, great place.
Yeah. Oh, it is a great place. Yeah. Golf tournament June 25th. Register at aleshockeytales.com. Doug Clarkson is a confirmed non-golfer, folks. Still don't know what the guy's name is.
Well, because I told you, have it 2 months before advance. Let people know that
it was an idea of walking the dog, and it's like,
and you're like, let's do this.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
That would be fun in 8 weeks from now. Perfect.
Well, it would be, and it's gonna be, and we got 16 groups, and we need 2 more. So I feel like a winner, not a loser. Register at aleshockeytales.com, right, Doug?
Right.
Boom. Okay. Anyways, at your wedding, you guys were even wearing the kilts and everything at your wedding, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right into the heritage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna have to
Yeah,
get
got
back
it out
there
there
at
too.
some point
Scotland.
too, eh? Yeah, you're gonna have to get back there at some point too, then, eh? But it must have been fun when you were playing there. Did you travel much and see stuff, or like, is their family still over there then?
Yeah, yeah. Still got family there, in Ireland and Scotland, in Leith, where my dad's from, in Edinburgh.
So both of your parents like came over,
Yeah, well, my dad was born there in Leith, in Edinburgh, in a
but
house.
then they left the whole family, like
Yeah, they
everybody.
moved back to Toronto, and when he was 6, they moved to Toronto.
Okay.
And then my mom, her dad's from Monaghan, in Ireland, and they're up by, my mom's from Apsley. She's born here in Peter, just north of Peterborough.
So she was born in Canada.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but her dad was Irish, and so but yeah, we still have family there that we see, and just outside Belfast, and from her side, her uncle and stuff, and but yeah, we did lots of traveling when we were
Okay.
there, seeing family and going different places. So
Gotcha. You're rambling again. Here we go. Ready?
yeah,
Got a text late night the other night. It's from Andrew Coburn. He played with a fella that you might know
yeah,
that you scored 50 goals in 53 games played. And to do that, you usually need to not do it yourself. You usually need to be playing with someone.
yeah.
And this Andrew Coburn, he says, pardon me, I've had a few. He's a fella that was a Sugar King, played over in the UK, dandy. He said I should have a Matty Davies on, and I remember him. He was the Hull Stingrays captain
Yeah,
and a hell of a player when we
very good
played
hockey
against
player.
them. And I was like, that guy's really good.
Yeah, yeah, he is very good hockey player. Yeah, he was my centerman
When you score 50.
that year. Yeah, and he was. It was yeah, it was crazy too, because he's a little wee guy, but some of the better photos I have, especially from that year, with like the goals we had and the championship we won and everything, was it's just pretty funny to see me and Maddie, because he is so much
Littler. Like he's
smaller.
littler than me.
Yeah, yeah, but it was weird too, because right away we just started, and like I only knew him from the Hull, from
But you can shoot
yeah, but
and he can pass.
yeah, he
And,
loved having the puck on his stick, and I I don't. So I like getting in areas, and he loved having the puck and loved finding me. So,
there you go.
but it was crazy, literally, how quick it was. Because you can have guys that shoot, and you can have guys that are good.
And it
But
just doesn't work.
yeah, but like honestly, it was right away. It worked, and it was it was fun. It was a lot of fun playing with him, with Matty. Yeah, he's a good
Well,
dude.
Andrew
Very good
Coburn
hockey
says
player.
he needs to come to the shed. So
Yeah, he should. Yeah, you'll have a
yeah,
laugh with him. He's a beauty.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
and
very
he
good
was a
guy.
player. I remember him. I
Yeah.
remember that ridiculous rink we'd play in
What,
Hull.
in Hull? Oh yeah, I know.
And they put you in the pig pens.
Yeah,
It called a
the square,
bench.
the square bench.
Whoever came up with that idea, like
I, I don't get it. And it wasn't even just the fact that it was a square bench. The
there was
actual
one
boards,
door.
the one
It,
door, but the boards was actually like 6 feet. The boards was huge, man.
you couldn't
You
even jump over if you
it.
tried.
Zero chance you could jump over it.
It was
It was wild there.
unbelievable.
But the good thing with the fans there though were
The
absolutely
kids that were
wild.
playing in that arena wouldn't even be able to see the ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that was tiny.
If you're under 15 years old, you're standing there on the bench in the pig pen,
Yeah.
wondering when it's time to go play. You have no idea what's happening on the ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Worst bench in hockey, probably.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's up there. Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah. But I did like playing there, because the fans were absolutely wild. Like, don't even know why, because it's such like a generic.
You're saying the fans
The fans there were
for
like
the Hull Stingrays were crazy.
Yeah. Well,
who were you playing for?
No,
They were crazy.
they were the Pirates not when we were there. Not for the Stingers, because they were very good. But when I was there against Telford, they had the Hull Pirates.
Oh, okay.
But
That
they would
makes more
like,
sense. In the
and they
same arena, in the
yeah,
pig
same
pen,
run.
you're in the pig pen, and
Yeah,
there's good fans.
it was wild. Well, they weren't good. They were like, I had this. I came off the ice. You remember how you come off the ice and you have to walk kind of long, just
Yeah,
through
yeah,
like almost a concourse to the dressing room.
yeah.
And I get out and like I think we were winning like 4-2 or 4-3, but going in for the end of the second period, and I open the gate and like there's this old like lady because they have like kind of the elderly handicap seating there by the glass, and I don't want to push it too far, so I'm like, oh, like sorry, because like I'm not like in a zone or anything, like it's like the end of the period, so I'm like, oh, like I just don't want to hit you or anything. And she fully gives me the finger, tells me to fuck off. She's like 90, this lady. Like fully, I'm like, oh my God, like really? You guys really take it seriously? And they're like giving it to me. And for Matty Davies, they had a baby seat because he's so little. They had like a baby seat because he's from there. And like they called him like a traitor for leaving. So they had this baby seat. They're like passing back and forth to each other, cheering. It's hilarious.
I found it interesting. I actually remember a situation in that arena where we were walking out to the game, and like we just had our pregame speech in the little room, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the long walk,
Yeah.
and then you get your pregame speech. You're getting excited to go play hockey, and you feel like a professional hockey player somewhat. And then you're walking out, and like the Cardiff Devils fans, like some of them were like I'm not saying anything derogatory about you guys, but like you're right up in our business when we're like getting ready to go onto the ice between the locker room and the arena, and like you're like right there like talking to us, and you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
standing there waiting to go on, and you got fans like, hey Wally, how are you doing?
Have the little kids going to the vending machines beside
And I'm
you,
like,
like,
I'm trying to be in the zone and you're buying a Mars bar.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that place was
And then you go out to the pig pen and you're like, I can't deal with this shit.
no, no, straight square. I still can't believe that. One
It was
door square.
the worst bench ever.
Worst in the world. It has to be in the world.
I've never seen anything even close to it.
No, me either.
Folks, we got to tell everybody the door has to be 5 feet tall.
It's gigantic.
And there's no windows. I could hardly see over it.
It was crazy.
And you can't see anywhere out. And it's a complete square with the door right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the square. So if you're on one side of the door, you got to walk all the way around the guy to get out.
Yeah.
And if you're on the third line and, Franny's not calling you like you want him to, and you get to that side of the door, it's like, well, be easier to call that pig because he's closer to the door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was wild, that place.
Yeah.
2 times. Another story for a good time.
Yeah. They should still be in the AHL for sure with that. Okay. Anyways, what else do you got before we shut her down? Because after that, you went to Telford. You played for the Bradford Blast. You did score 48 goals in 25 games. That's pretty solid, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I came back for that for the last year just because I was done after the year in Telford, my first year in Telford. I was coming home to like we bought a house.
You know what? I don't want to talk about your 48 goals in 25 games. Okay?
Yeah.
Because yeah, you did that, but that was after a year of senior A. And you went back to do that because you missed it too much and you want to play again. No, talk to me. Honestly, how hard was it leaving the game?
Oh, it was awful. It wasn't a fact of leaving. It was I didn't go back for that reason because I went back because I did my firefighting. Like I was coaching my nephew's hockey team like in Kitchener. Like I said, we built a house there. And then I literally couldn't get on. I was like minimum of like 2 years waiting to get on, 3 years and I'm like, okay, so I started working in like just construction and stuff, and I'm like, this is painful. Like I can't do this. I'm not doing this every day. And I literally got offered, and this was when the league kind of like combined with the other league there. And so Telford offered me the same contract I had the year before. So I'm like, I can't, like, we
I
have
I can't work construction when I can,
for less money, but I'm making less. Like, there's no, like, I have to go back because I knew it would be a joke, and like it
and
wouldn't be.
and you'd score lots and hockey be
Yeah, it'd be
fun.
the
And
same guys. Matty Davies wasn't there, unfortunately, but like it was still a lot of the same guys, the local guys there. And I liked it. We had a great time, and the coach was great. And but yeah, that's literally the reason why I went, because I'm like, I'm not, like, I can make this money still and not.
well, just to let you know, I had on a couple zebras there, right? Rosie and Dino. And we were just shooting the breeze after hours. And
Yeah,
they said of our 2014-15 team, a couple people stood out. And they said, like, for a team guy that brought people together, it was you. And they're like, we talked about how you'd fight with a smile on your face, and you were just having fun. Every time you showed up at the rink, you were having fun. Every time on the bus, I guess that's how we know each other. I had
yeah,
here was we sat beside each other on the bus, and like every bus trip was so much goddamn fun because we were
yeah,
sitting beside each other. And I think that guys that just love being around the boys, and like that's what they live for and that's what they do, have the hardest time when it's over.
yeah. Oh, for sure. And like you said, all those are great, and I just always tried to pride myself on that, on being positive and fun, and stuff like that. Especially, you're getting paid to play hockey for a living, and you shouldn't be too upset at many things. But it is, man. It's super hard. I think about it every day. Thinking about not playing hockey, not being there, and it's not even the playing the hockey. Like, it's so different of the people that don't understand. Like, just, yeah, it's a game. You could go play men's league, and like I said, Hoff and I play in this police league. Run the ice a few times a week, and
And you go out and
it's
skate with
always.
them,
But
but it's not like that's
no, it's
what
not
I
for.
loved about hockey
Yeah,
was not going out and playing hockey.
no, exactly.
It was about being a team, like from like the whole day. It wasn't about just the practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's weird too, because like I said, I try to like explain it to people, and I'm like, it's, you can't, because it's not about hockey. It's not about the game. It's not about skating, or it's literally just, and I think that the closest we have is like fire, police, and stuff like that, which has made it
It's
a little
actually
bit easier,
not
but
just
it's not at
shed.
all. It's
Just
literally not at
shed.
all.
No,
You
just
know?
shed. That's the closest thing you can get.
Yeah.
You get to talk about hockey all the time and get to know people and
Yeah.
where they're from and everything about them. And I mean, what, yeah, anyways. Um, yeah, it sucks when you're out of the game and you don't have that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, it's even working in this, platoon now and stuff. You're in a team, but it's like I said, it's not the same. You
It's
just it's almost like a childish.
it is childish
It's
because
such
it's like when we're on a bench and you go to a hockey game and it's like, boys, watch what I'll do for you,
yeah,
right? And it's like the guy winds up to take a slap shot and you're like, boys, watch this. Right? And then the other guy's like, you think you can outdo me? Watch this shit.
oh yeah,
And then
yeah,
all of a sudden you got a team and you're like, and you know everybody's parents, you know everybody's sisters and
yeah,
brothers, and like, yeah,
oh yeah. But like you brought up, even like the bus rides, like some of those were long. In the UK, they're not that long. I know they think it is, but it's not. But it's still like you're playing cars. You're having like it is so
you're with the
childish. Guys,
boys,
like
right?
you stop off at the Tesco, and you get like, the candy and some drinks, or after game you get beers and stuff like that for cards, and just it's 8 guys just playing cards and chirping each other, and guys are screaming, and money's flying off the table, and like it's so wild and childish and like absurd, but it's like that's the whole point of playing hockey, is like that stuff. It's not necessarily the game of it, or because like I said, we play in this, and I play, and it's fine, and it's all right. But I love, like, after, like, in the room with the boys after, like, we'll have a couple of beers and and like hanging out and having a laugh and chirping each other on the bench. And like, that's the stuff that
That's
you
what
miss, you know?
it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
what
so
you
much
love,
more,
and
yeah.
that's why you try to become professionals and whatever,
Yeah,
right? Is because you just love it so much, right?
yeah, for sure. And you know that it's true to a degree, because it's not just guys that like didn't make the NHL, or like us, like talking like, it's like guys that like they're multimillionaires, like then had 10-year careers in the NHL, and they're like, I miss it every day. And you're like,
Yeah.
how do you miss it? You're loaded. You can literally
You can do whatever you want. And they're like, well,
your
that's all
grandchildren
I
would
want
never
to
have
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
your whole family's set for generations. And like, no, like I miss, like I need something. And because it's something so, and that's what I mean, like people don't they won't understand what we're talking about or what it's like, because it's just so far out there. Like, no, I could be, worth 50
But I
million,
don't think
but
it's
still
the
feel the
same
same.
for every guy, right? Some
No.
guys get there and they
Oh
play
yeah.
a couple years and they're just like, this isn't for me. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
And then there's some guys that like you just can't get enough of the boys and you can't get enough of
Yeah.
it all. And
Yeah.
I guess I am definitely one of those people
Yeah.
because this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales in the Shed, because I love my teammates and guys like this, because it's guys like this that have made all of this possible, because he is one of the best teammates I've ever had, and he's going to be one of the best dads ever.
Thanks,
This has
buddy.
been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Clarky and Wally.